Now, a couple of tips when it comes to budgeting is, again, you want to make sure you budget every month. Okay. After that month is done and you got everything in there, you want to make sure the budget comes from beginning of how much is coming in, and then at the bottom, you want it to be zero. So you want every dollar that you have coming in be accounted for somewhere or somehow, right? And then you track everything. You want to make sure, you want to know how many times you go out for fast food, because those one of those things that you can adjust. So that's one of the easiest things to adjust as well is, cutting out some entertainment or cutting out some things like going out to eat and stuff like that. That's the easiest way to create some savings for yourself. I challenge anybody out there that I can find you at least $200 a month that you can save. No matter what you make, what you bring home. After I look at what your spending habits are, I can find at minimum $100 up to $200 per month that you're not using, or you're, I hate to say wasting, but you can be allocating towards getting to your goal. Again, that's why you keep hearing me talk about discipline, right? And then from there, you want to, if you're going to make a lofty goal as far as saving an amount of money, you want to be realistic. If you're bringing in $1,500 a month and you have, multiple expenses, it's going to be difficult for you to try to save $500 a month. You're going to have to cut off a lot of things that possibly may not be able to work for you. So you want to be realistic. If it's $50 a month or $100 a month, as long as you're going to be able to do something like that and do it consistently. Okay. And then also don't be afraid to make adjustments. When I say make adjustments is, if you allotted $200 a week for groceries, don't be afraid to say, hey, we can't live off 200. I got 5 boys. I can't live off $200 worth of groceries because everybody's starving. So, we had to kind of adjust and get an idea of what's comfortable for our weekly grocery budget, in order to make sure everybody is comfortable in each well, but we're not overspending on certain things, right? Okay, and again, don't be afraid to put some entertainment or some luxuries in there. Okay, for my ladies out there, if your hair and nails needs to be done, put that in there. That's something that is okay to be in your budget. Just because you're living on a budget doesn't mean you have to go around with your hair looking crazy, your nails looking raggedy, right? But you want to budget for those things and be mindful of those. But you also want to, again, you keep hearing me saying discipline. Maybe instead of every week, maybe we go every 2 weeks, for the hair or the nails, things like that. But I do encourage having what my wife likes to call mad money. This is money that we put aside for her, so she can do whatever she want to do. I can't ask questions. I don't control that aspect. So that keeps her from killing my budget. She'll probably kill me for saying that, but we'll move on. But again, you want to have money set aside for you to enjoy life. Don't think as putting yourself on a budget that you are restricted or can't do anything or things like that. That's not what a budget is made for. A budget is just a way for you to strategically put money in categories to make sure you stand on task, right? And then the next thing, like I said, always you want to budget for what we call miscellaneous, or like I said, those things that we can't predict. You want to have, a couple of dollars set aside for accidents. Again, 5 boys. Most of my boys play sports. We're talking about an injury here, or they need some cleats, or they bust through, one of their uniforms. I got to get another one. Those are things that are not anticipated, but if I have a miscellaneous category, I can pull that out with no problem, because I have money set aside for that, right? But when you're putting your categories together and you're putting, what should be in there and what shouldn't be in there. You want to make sure you're being strategic on what is a need and what is a want. Okay. What do I mean by needs and wants? So in our household, there is a need for the $250 grocery budget. But, I want my wife to buy some cupcakes, right? So it's those things that I don't have to have, but I want them. The things that I could live without are your things that I want. Again, everybody needs and everybody wants are different. For, like I said, going back to the example with my ladies, getting your hair done and getting your nails done, to different people, that may be a need. We have some professionals that their professionalism is based off of their appearance. So they need to get their hair done. They need to keep their nails done and hair done. But for others, where that is not something that has to be done, that is more of a want. That you want to keep your hair done and your nails done every week. So again, everybody's budget, just like everybody's credit score, like everybody's fingerprints are all different. So everybody can't be bunched into one spot. So what I like to do is sit down with my clients and build something specifically for them. Again, I'm looking at your credit, I'm looking at your budget, I'm looking at your income, I'm looking at your situation, with a lens just for you. So I'm not going to take what I've done with someone else and try to apply it to you, right? And then lastly, well, not lastly, but I guess trying to wrap up because I'm going past time. You don't want to beat yourself up when you do get out of the budget and then you overspend here or there. It happens, nobody's going to be perfect when it comes to this thing, but don't allow that to discourage you from continuing on and being consistent with staying on task and staying on budget. But more than anything, and if you don't take anything from what I said today, the biggest thing I want you to take away is be consistent. Every month, try to live within your budget. Again, nobody's perfect. It's not going to work every time. You're going to miss the mark here or there, but consistently, every month, look at your money, look what's going out, look what's coming in, try to allocate as much as you can and make sure you're putting money to the side. If your goal is to put $200 a month away and you're only able to do 50 that month, that's okay, but you put something away. You put something away for a financial goal of yours. If that is being, is that buying your first home or buying your first investment property or putting some money away to put into the market or invest or whatever it is, as long as you're doing it consistently, that's the thing. Hey, just want to thank you guys for tuning in this week's episode of Finance Fridays. If you like the content, please like, comment, and subscribe. Again, this is Stephen Thomas with Realty, where the advice is free, but the knowledge is priceless. See y'all next week.